Forgot to add myself to my own stream. Bonsoir tout le monde. Hello before the billions. Thank you for being here. Looks like it's just me and you here. Everybody's busy. I'm not surprised. I know Lashes, I think. No, Lashes, I know she worked last night until this morning, so she's probably very tired. And I know everybody has their own lives and so forth. So I'm glad to see you here before the billions, or as I call you, of course, a Shakespearean line, although I haven't said that in a while. Je vais très bien aussi, mon ami. Merci de demander. I'm doing very well, my friend. Thank you for asking. So tonight's live, depending on how many people there are and everything else, will either be a very quick live or a very long live. But tonight, I inspired myself from Blind Guy, his wife, their life. Last week, they had a guest on their show who was a curator at the Jamestown Settlement Museum. So I decided, okay, you know what? This is a museum that I've never heard of, never visited. So I figured I'll at least with you guys take a look at the website for this museum. So I admit I looked at it briefly, very very briefly, but I didn't go into too much into too much details, and that's why I'm saying that how long this live goes will depend on you guys and how you ask questions. And hey, let's check that out. Let's check this out. From what I see, the website from this museum isn't very interactive, but I think it's because it is a historic museum, and they really want you to be at the museum, participating, and really be there. And I get it. We used to, until fairly recently, had a very similar museum here in Montreal called the Stuart Museum, which had that same kind of let's show. Of course, as many of you guys know, Quebec was essentially colonized by France. So the Stuart Museum was mostly dedicated to the French colonization of Quebec and other parts of Canada. So obviously, it focused a lot on people like Jacques Cartier. Or Jake Cartier, as some of you might call him. And so obviously that was our equivalent. Unfortunately, not totally be due because of COVID. Or sorry, YouTube, sorry, that's a bad word. That's the bad word, C-19. But mostly because it was moved, and even at the time that it was moved to what's called Ile Sainte-Hélène, it was really that location is very difficult to get to. It's very out of the way. Now I get why they wanted to move the museum there. It's a very beautiful location. It looks very pretty. And if you're the kind of person that, like me, that doesn't mind a long walk and have a picnic outdoors and all that, it's a great place to go to. But when you're just looking to go to a museum really quickly, nobody wants to go because that's not a place. It's not close to downtown at all. It's not close to any other activities and things that really attract a mass amount of people to go. So unfortunately, it closed down just because it really wasn't getting the attraction that it needed to really maintain a certain minimum. Because even though museums are a public affair, it has to justify its existence, right? Museums here in Canada and in other parts of the world get their funding largely based on government taxes and tax breaks and things like that. So they have to really be able to show, hey, we have 1,000 people that came today, or 2,000, or whatever the numbers are. So when you're out here showing that only 10 people came and that's it, you're not going to get the funding that you need to maintain. Because don't forget, people, when a museum has a temporary exhibit, it buys that museum, that exhibit, right? It basically, quote unquote, rents it out because, you know, I I could try to find the numbers, but I think I once saw that some of these exhibits, if it's a small exhibit, could cost at least $1,200 just to have it for 2 3 months. But if you're talking about an exhibit like that involves Picasso, for example, $1,000 won't even get you a corner, a small corner of one of his paintings. You're looking at a few thousand, maybe even a few hundred thousands of dollars to have that exhibit for a few months. So you definitely have to be able to justify, those numbers to the government and to the head honchos. So unfortunately, Stewart Museum really wasn't, given its, the big bang for its bucks, which is a shame. I like the museum, like I said, I like the location. I thought it was wonderful, but I get it. It's definitely out of the way. And unless you're really dedicated to going to museums, most people aren't going to spend that time, because there's a couple of other museums that are out of the way, but they're at least in places where you have public transportation. They're easy to get to. This museum was not one of them, unfortunately. So it was really just bad that they moved that museum there into a place that just was not getting any attention. Sorry, just had to take a sip of my drink. So as I talk museums, I am drinking. It's an adult drink, let's just put it that way. Bonjour, hello Afromex. Thank you for being here and spending a few minutes with me. So I gave a little bit of a quick resume of a museum that recently closed down, but tonight we're talking about the Jamestown Settlement Museum. This is directly stolen, I mean, borrowed. No, I inspired myself from Blind Guy, His Wife, Their Life. They had a curator on their show last week from this museum, and I decided, okay, we're going to check out this museum together online, since obviously I can't be in Virginia myself, because I believe this one, they have several locations. This one is in Jamestown, Virginia, I think. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that. All right, so I'm gonna get some background music going. Sorry, just have to cough. All right, so let me know, guys, if the music is too loud or too quiet or whatever. Yes, adult drinks are definitely enjoyable, especially today was not was a bit stressful for me, but okay, I'm fine. I'm home. I have an adult drink. I have Afro Mex, and I have a museum visit, so I can't complain. So yeah, I was lucky enough, Afro Mex. I went to a museum this weekend, and that's going to be my next project that I'm kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to work on it and how I'm going to present it to you guys, because I do want it to be something that I can present to you guys. So um hopefully soon I'll be able to pop out a video, because originally I know a lot of people love going live. I honestly don't like going live. I know I do it all because for me, right here, right now, practically to have a video that's an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours long, to do it as a straight recorded video, I find it a little bit tedious to do that. Um, but to just sit here and record on the computer I tried once to pre-record, and people were telling me afterwards, yeah, your volume was low, and I literally changed nothing in the volume, so I found it really weird. Anyways, I digress. We're going to, yeah, it's definitely tedious. Yeah, a 1 hour video, because for me, doing 10 minutes, honestly, you're putting, let's say fictitiously, I'm giving fake numbers, right? Okay, let's say for me you're putting in a half an hour work for a 10-minute video. It's not worth it. But if I'm going to put in 2 hours work for an hour video, it's much more worth it. especially if afterwards that 1 hour video I could break it down into 10-minute videos. You know what I mean? So I could make it one long video with multiple chapters, and then later on, if there's a section that's, oh, I really like this part, I could have that one section then just, be a separate thing, because you can, you know once you know how to do a 1 hour video, breaking it down to 10 minutes is an easy thing, right? At least in my opinion. I don't know, I could be wrong, but this is just my personal opinion here, right? So, but like I said, right here, right now, this is just a project in my mind. I have nothing concrete. I don't even know how long this project could take me, how long it would end up. There's a lot of little aspects about this project that I have to work on and figure out, okay, how to do this, how to do that. What about copyright? So I don't even know if it's going to come out to be in an hour, anyways. But that's just, my brain talking here, okay? All right, so we're going to get into it. So, of course, I'm going to first and foremost share the actual website with you guys in the chat. I think if I didn't forget, I put it in the description for those of you who are going to watch it in a review, in the replay. But if you are in my chat like Afromex, you will be able to click the link, because I'm saying it as I'm typing it out. So you can definitely click the link now, Afromex, if you want to, okay? But of course, I'm going to go show it on screen as well. So you don't have to if you don't want to. You can stay here with me. It's up to you. But I will be sharing the screen and showing the website now. And as I was saying to before the billions, I don't think he's still here. I didn't really take a time to look at this website in depth, so I'm not 100% sure as to what I'm getting myself into. So I'll be discovering this website with you at the same time. But definitely, so Afromex, if there's something, hey, that seems interesting, let's go check it out, let's go see this, let's go see that, let me know, okay? It might take me a minute because I'll be looking at the website, then coming back, but definitely let me know if there's something that you see that's interesting, that, hey, that seems like something. But I did quickly look at the website, so I vaguely know about what to expect, but we'll see. So let's go into this. Thank you, Afromex, because, oh god, the watch hours, that's what's killing me. I'll be honest with you, Afromex, it's very discouraging. I maybe 2 weeks ago was so happy. I finally broke 2,800. Yes. I'm not back down to 2,700. Oh, Afromex. What do I do? Oh, why do you not love me, YouTube? Oh, it's frustrating. Absolutely frustrating. But anyways, I'm going to try to stay my calm, happy. She's told my thunder self, I will not let YouTube discourage me and break my spirit. I refuse, YouTube. All right, so let's get into it, guys. So, of course, today, as I said, we're going to be looking at the Jamestown Museum website. I wish, like Afromex, that I could be there visiting the museum itself. Well, visiting the website, that's what we're going to be doing, but visiting the museum itself, since it seems pretty interesting museum to go visit. So let's go check out the website now together. Yeah, the YouTube journey is definitely not an easy one. Definitely a lot of work, and I know even for somebody like yourself that has already reached monetization, it's not like you're rolling in the millions and millions of dollars with YouTube. You still have a long path before you get to something like PewDiePie or whatever those top YouTubers are, right? Somebody, what's his name, Jake Paul and all those people, right? We could only wish to be that famous and that wealthy, right? But that's a different level of YouTube that I don't know if I really want to be part of that world, but it's something. You could definitely make money on YouTube, but yeah, it's definitely not something that everybody can do. I'll admit to that much. I don't know if I could have the whatever it is to take to do what they do. Anyways, so let's get started, guys. All right, so this is, of course, the website for the Jamestown and American Revolution, Jamestown Settlement and American Revolution Museum at Yorktown. Sorry. So as you can see, that's my little minor criticism. Is obviously your natural instinct to read is to go from left to right, top to bottom. So as you see, I started reading Jamestown and I'm like, wait a minute, no, it's not Jamestown American. What? Oh, okay. Jamestown Settlement and American Revolution Museum at Yorktown. So that's what a lot of museums do, is combine two or three, associate each other, sort of pool their resources together. And chances are both of these museums have related topics and themes and can easily blend together with each other, right? So that's a good idea. That's a smart thing to do, right? That's definitely not something that's unusual or unheard of. I see this quite often, and it's oftentimes historical museums that I see that sort of combine each other together, which is absolutely great and fantastic to do. So, like a lot of museums, of obviously they highlight certain elements, so current events, maybe current exhibits, and so forth. So, as you can see here, there seem to be more highlighted articles or current events that might be occurring. So, we're just going to take a quick look at the homepage, okay? And then we're going to go back to those other elements to see and to click around. So, of course, as you can see, again, some more recent events. They have a blog, a newsletter, you can subscribe. And of course, like a lot of things, they'll have other informations, particulars on the museum itself, right? So, of course, you have particulars on Jamestown itself, Yorktown, and of course, the About Us. So that's pretty normal, pretty basic stuff that comes with a typical museum website. What's interesting here, which is the first time I see, is that you can book a hotel and ticket package. Now, I've never been on the site, so I'm not sure if this hotel is on the site, excuse me, of the Jamestown settlement itself, or it just happens to be nearby. And they kind of, like I was saying before, want to pool their money and pool their resources and tell people, hey, if you're going to be spending time at the museum, maybe you want to have a hotel not too far. So that way, after you spend the day at the museum, maybe come to the hotel for a spa or whatever the case might be, right? So we're just going to go back up to those little elements that we saw before. So just give me a second, guys. I do need to cough, and that's very rude to do while live. So just give me 2 minutes and enjoy the music, guys. All right. Thank you for your patience, guys. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Afromex, having a museum nearby a hotel, or either way around, a hotel near a museum, either way, is definitely something that I know for me I appreciate, because I have literally traveled purposely to go visit a museum. Right now, obviously, in my case, I didn't go to like the US flat out, but I've been to other cities literally just so I am obviously conscious of how far am I going from the hotel to the museum. Is there public transportation? Because for me, I don't have a car, right? So I'm not traveling with a car to get to everywhere I need to go. So when I'm thinking of going to a museum, I have to go to I want to go to a shopping mall, maybe a Starbucks, whatever, right? All of that has to be in walking distance, ideally, of each other. Or, oh, okay, I see it's public transportation. I can take one bus and be at the mall in 10 minutes. I can take that other bus and be at the museum in 20 minutes, or whatever the case might be, right? It all has to be relatively easy to get to and interconnected. And that worst case, okay, takes me 45 minutes, but it's one bus. I get there, go to the museum or the mall or whatever it is, right? And then come back 45 minutes later once I'm done my visit or whatever it is, right? It has to be all makes sense, easy to get to and from, right? So let's get back to this. Now, obviously, with these, excuse me, C-19 restrictions, who knows if that hotel is still open or not, and if it's still running. Who, excuse me, who knows? So, of course, like a lot of museums, it also has a banner up here, as you can see, with all the different things. So, yeah, that's we're gonna check that out in a second, guys. So we're just gonna check one of these guys here. So you have this one that's focused, a special exhibition. This one is American Revolution Museum at Yorktown. This one is a new director series, leads this year's lineup of special events. This one is special experiences at the museums, Jamestown Settlement, and that one is After Angelo on February 26th. So that last one to me seems very interesting. I don't know if Afromex, if you're still here, I don't know if there's one there that you would like to see maybe. So just in case you still need a second to type it out or whatever, I'll reread it just so that you know which ones it is. So I don't know. Let me know if you want to see the focused on special exhibition. If you want to see the American Revolution Museum at Yorktown, if you want to see the a new director series leads this year's lineup of special events, special experiences at the museums, Jamestown Settlement, or if you're like me, you want to check out After Angelo on February 26th. You're still here? Okay, great, great, great. I don't know if there's one in what I just read that you wanna pick, or if you just want to be like, okay, let the host pick. You're the boss here. She stole my thunder. You tell me where you want to go. So I don't know if you want me to reread it again or just want to take a second to think about it. Especially, okay, we're going to go check that one out first. Special. There we go. So let's check that out, see what it gives us. Oh, that's semi-interesting. Okay, so let's see. Oh, so special experience, dramatic and unique and unforgettable. A picture-perfect setting in the forgive me if I mispronounce this, Girdleman family mezzanine overlooking in the York River at the American Revolution Museum at Yorktown. So it seems more this page is for renting spaces at the museum. And that is something that I see. And yes, weddings I definitely would see happening at a museum like this. I know for me, there's the botanical garden that is very popular for weddings. It's pretty pricey to have your wedding held there or for a wedding shoot to be done there or whatever the case might be. But yeah, I've seen quite a few weddings being shot at there. And you can do apparently private tours, so 14 people or less. So yeah, that's interesting. So apparently you can reserve some of the spots for different events. So that's interesting. So let's go back to where we were before, and I'll now go to what I wanted to check out in a second here. So after Angelo on February 26th. So this one is let's read after Angelo returns to Jamestown Settlement on Saturday, February 26th for a special one-day event honoring the legacy of one of the first African American women mentioned by name in the historical record at Jamestown, featuring a lively celebration of African American culture and heritage with art, music, storytelling, and a community conversation. Oh, Okay, cool, cool. Beginning at 12 p.m. Shadrach Pittman, founder and executive director of the Shakofa Projects, will present the opening ceremony with "It Began with a Woman on White Lion," remembered Angelo Araminta. And again, sorry guys if I mispronounce names. I'm really, really bad with names. I apologize, but if there's anybody that can tell me what the proper pronunciations is, I definitely will try my best to pronounce it as best as I can. And the African women who shaped America, featuring traditional African libations and drum call. Cool. So that seems to me this is the kind of event that I would be very interested in going and taking pictures and pictures and pictures and pictures and pictures and pictures galore. And if I could take videos as well. In fact, I'm two of my museum memberships expired during the year. One will expire at the end of this month, and one expired a few months ago. And I'm like, every time I have to go renew, I have to go renew. I miss my museums. So one of them there even called me a couple times. Hey, if you renew, you get a special deal. So I'm like, yes, I definitely want to take the special deal, but I have no money. I'm broke. I'm dirt broke. So I definitely will have to eventually get those two renewed. But yeah, there's definitely an event that I would like to check out. So let's see what else we can do at this museum online if you're like me and can't be there in person. Yeah, definitely very beautiful. So this is another thing I've obviously is the banners up here. And usually these are things that they really want to highlight and you to, look at me, the ones that are more eye-catching kind of things. So obviously these two are really for what you can find at that particular museum. So obviously all this is what you can find at the Jamestown Settlement Museum, and this is what you can find obviously directly at the American Revolution Museums. But I want to check out this here now. So is the exhibitions, because now the reason why I want to go here is oftentimes museums will have, especially nowadays, some online exhibits, right? Where, knowing that the pandemic has not allowed a lot of people to go out, or people, some people might be more cautious. Some people just may not be able to go out and visit a museum, in person. So a lot of museums want to give people the opportunity to be able to visit without having to be in person. So I kind of want to see if any of these ones are actually, exhibits that you can see online, or if all of these exhibits would be something that you would have to be in person at the museum. So sometimes, depending on the museum, they will tell you flat out online exhibit, right? So whatever you're clicking in that section will be obviously online, right? So if an exhibit that you see and that's interesting to you isn't part of that, that means you have to go there in person, right? Now, the exhibit that I saw recently that I went on Saturday at the Montreal Museum of Fine Arts, obviously it was in person, but they had a certain amount of elements where it was actually app related, and some of it was like actually online, right? So I have to, and that's what I'm working on with that project that I have, because some of it I could access, but it's like I have to do this, go here, go there, do this, do that. So I want to be able to add all that content together so that what I'm presenting a picture to you guys, I can present the other extra stuff that is also there as well. Okay, I don't know if my music is still playing. Okay, oh, there it is. Okay, good. For a second, it went really quiet for a very long time, and I was like, why is it quiet on me now? What you doing to me, StreamYard? YouTube is already doing me dirty. Why you two doing me dirty? When people do you dirty, they tag team you. My goodness. 2 against 1. StreamYard, come on now. All right, so just give me a second to see if yeah, it's definitely a good thing that Afromex, that more and more museums are realizing that, look, to some degree they have no choice, right? If they want people to see their content and people aren't coming physically to the museum, what a choice do you have? It's either be online or die out and not exist and not have and have nobody visit your museum, whether online or otherwise. Now, don't get me wrong, I love seeing a museum in person. And that's one of my biggest regrets. When I went to Paris, I didn't go to the Louvre, and I kick myself in the butt every time. And I'm like, it's been wow, 21, no, yeah, about 20 years, 15, 20 years that I've been to Paris, and I have not been able to go back, and I regret it, right? It's like one of the world renowned museums. You say the Louvre, everybody knows what you're talking about, right? You can go in the middle of nowhere and people know the Louvre, right? And I didn't go, and that's one of my biggest regrets, right? So of course I would love to physically be in the museum and there taking pictures like there's no tomorrow, right? Of course. But look, I can't go right here, right now, right? That's not happening. Even if we're taking out the worldwide event that's going on, I can't afford it. I'm not, I'm not making money. YouTube ain't paying me nothing. YouTube is doing me dirty, man. Okay, doing me very dirty. It ain't giving me watch hours. It ain't giving me AdSense. It ain't giving me nothing. Okay, it ain't giving me nothing. So I wish I could go to all these museums. I wish I could be there taking photos and talking to people. But the reality is that's not happening. So yeah, museums have to even before the whole C19, having at least a couple of online exhibits was a good idea. But I think because people before the whole event were coming in person and that was the big demand, that was the big thing, they really didn't focus themselves too much on that, right? So anyways, let's get into it here, guys. So let's see. So I'm not seeing anything here that gives me a hint or an indication that one of these is actually online, either in part or in totality. But we can always kind of lucky guess ourselves and hope. I see this Pocahontas Imagine. That seems, we all know Pocahontas, right? We all heard that excuse me, that name. So let's see. So Pocahontas Imagine. So this seems to be of an older exhibit, right? So Jamestown Settlement, June 15th, 2017 through January 28th, 2018. That ran a lot longer than that's 5 months? It's a little bit longer than most exhibits tend to. Most exhibits last either 3 or 4 months at an exhibit, because oftentimes a museum, especially if it's a bigger museum, they kind of want to have 4 exhibits there for 3 months. And the reason why for 3 months is because you want to give people enough time to be there and appreciate it. And if it's for a week, not everybody's gonna, you're not gonna get a lot of people. But if it's there for a month, it's still the same thing. It's too short, right? But if it's there for 6 months, people, I'll be there, and then they forget, So that's why I'm saying 5 months seems like a bit longer, but it's a history museum, so things are done a bit differently in a history museum. So obviously, it talks about Pocahontas and sort of, I imagine, but they don't seem to have any kind of online content for this, and it really just seems to be a recap of it. So let's see if there's something else that might. Okay, so that's just private tours talking a little bit more. Okay, let's try this. Let's see what happens, right? Because if you can't if it's not self-evident, I just say just click and see what happens, right? Just, worst case, it doesn't work, it's not where you want it to be. So again, it doesn't seem to have a whole lot of online content. Let's see here. It's still semi interested, and I mean, obviously, guys, I put all of the link in the description and in the panel, the chat. So if you guys want to visit this on your own, it's absolutely fine. But yes, it seems to at least have, some good content here that you can read up. So let's see at the bottom here if there's anything. Okay. So far I'm not seeing anything that's, would tell me, okay, well, maybe here, virtual learning, the mobile app, maybe. But the mobile app, oftentimes, these are something that are often linked to being physically at the museum, because I know the mobile app for the Montreal Museum of Fine Arts, usually that's what you have. The app itself is free, but they set it up in such a way that you have to physically be at the museum, and then you can kind of get, added information on a particular painting or a particular exhibit that they have, et cetera, right? So I mean, we can go to the virtual learning, see if there's something there that's of interest, right? So this seems to be more related for children, right? Or young teens kind of thing, but still good information to have. So if you guys have children and you want to give them a little bit of extra learning, this seems to be more that kind of thing, right? And it seems like you have to reserve by group, right? Okay. Fair enough. Look, I mean, it's always good to have these kind of outreach and, museums helping children to learn and to grow. That's always a good thing, but not what we're looking for, unfortunately. Excuse me. The adult drink is kicking me in the butt. So, unfortunately, it does not seem to have any kind of online stuff, which is fine. Look, I mean, with the kind of content this is, I'm not surprised, because a lot of historic museums really focus more on you being there, because they're often linked to a particular place, right? An event occurring at Jamestown, at, whatever place. You know what I mean? So I'm not surprised that they're not really focused on having a whole lot of artifacts or exhibits online. I'm not surprised. You'll see a lot of fine art museums where they will have a lot of content exhibits online, because they're focusing on pretty much anything and everything, right? Or you take a museum like the British Museum. It's so global, so big, that you know what, it can have 100 online exhibits and still have hundreds and hundreds of people come in every day to see their content. So for them, they're not losing money by having XYZ exhibit online, right? So that's unfortunate that they don't seem to have, but they do seem on top of here. They do seem to have a few videos. Let's click that and see what happened. So they do have at least a few videos that we could watch. I'm obviously not going to play. We all know copyright is not our friend a lot of the times. So at least they have something. Okay, there's at least something that we can watch, some form of content. I mean, when you think about it, when you look at a historic, museum, having content like this to some degree is an online exhibit, right? Because they're showing how things used to be done, right? We understand that Jamestown in the 1700s is not Jamestown in 2022, right? We all know that, right? I'm not saying anything like, oh my God, she stole my thunder. Did you discover the wheel? Oh my God. No, of course not. Obviously, so they do seem to have at least something. So obviously, like I said, because I don't want to risk copyright, I'm not going to show any of these videos. So you guys are more than welcome to look at these videos on yourself. So all I did was scroll to the top here of the main website, and I clicked on videos all the way on top there, and that's what popped up. So again, you guys are more than welcome to watch these videos. If there's a way to comment, say, hey, she stole my thunder, did a video, and she brought us here, and it was really fun. So there you go. All right. But I think this is a on the site website, so I don't think you'll be able to comment. I don't think it's linked to YouTube, but you know what? Out of curiosity, so I'll stop the share for a moment. I'm going to see if Jamestown Settlement has a YouTube page. Because that's the one, a good thing these days is, you could always double check and see, right? So let's see. I want to make sure I got the right spelling. So let's see if it has a channel. So there are a few videos about the museum. So far, I'm not seeing a channel that is of the museum. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add channel to the end of that and see what comes up. Okay, so I did not find a YouTube channel there, but let me go back to the museum website. So Afromex, if you did find it, please let me know. But I, in the quick review, did not find a YouTube channel for it. But let me see on the museum website itself, because sometimes they do advertise their YouTube pages on the website itself. Okay, I'm not seeing neither on the YouTube or on the website about us. And that's a shame. Oh, hold on. Okay, on top here. Oh, yeah, here we are, of course. Top left. It was right there, of course. Duh. Yes, thank you, Afromex. It is discouraging sometimes with YouTube, but chin up, as they say, chin up. So I did find the official, because they were smart. That's why I was like, wait a minute. It's impossible that a museum in 2022 does not have a YouTube page. Even if they're not, millions and millions of money and dollars, blah, 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 they have to have a YouTube page. So they do have one. I will link it after I take a sip of my adult drink. So give me a second, guys. A little sip. So I'm going to, of course, because I know how difficult it is, I will subscribe in a second. We all know how it is to the channel. And I will obviously link in the chat right now the YouTube. So Afromex, you're more than welcome to click on the link, and I will actually share it as well on screen. I will put it in the description afterwards. So for those of you who are watching this on the replay, you'll be able to do so. So there it is. So Afromex, again, you're more than welcome to visit the museum website, or I will be in a second showing it. So you can do either way. But let's go to that now together. So let me share. Sharing is Karen. I wonder if there was a share bear. Afromex. I don't know if you have. Let me know if you had that show. Did you ever have Care Bears in Cameroon? Because I know it's an American show and we had it in Canada. Did you guys have that show in Cameroon? I'm always curious about like how, because I know like Sesame Street was one of those shows. Like we had a French version of Sesame Street. I know a lot of other countries had their own, like Japan had a Japanese version of it, and you know what I mean. So I'm just wondering if like if for in Cameroon if you had Care Bears as well, or if you had like really just your own shows. You know, it's only fairly recently that they had more American shows or TV shows where they just basically dubbed it in French or whatever. Let me know. Obviously, don't expect the answer right here, right now. Take your time, okay? So I'm gonna go and share the YouTube page. But yeah, I'm always curious about other cultures and how, because here in Canada we obviously get influenced a lot by the U.S. because obviously because of proximity. We're that close to the US, right? So, we kind of have no choice but to be influenced by the US, like it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and. So this is the YouTube page of the museum, Jamestown Museum, of course. So as you can see, they have 2,600 and 2,630 something subscribers. They have quite a few videos, and obviously they have the video on who was Angelo. So since I was interested, I probably will check out that. So as you can see, they seem to go into particular. Okay, that's interesting. All right, so this is definitely going to be a good resource for me who likes, it's not that I'm passionate about history and all that. I am passionate about museum, but history is not one of those that oh my God, I love history. It's interesting. I'm definitely curious, but it's always nice to, the ancient Egyptians used to do this, they used to do that. Now, obviously, guys, if you don't have the Channeletics like I do here, this is from YouTube Buddy. Okay, it's a free app that you can get. They'll give you Channeletics and stuff to see what other channels do. So this is a good thing here that they do, guys. Because for somebody like myself, that, like I said, I'm not big on history. It's not my passion. It's not what I enjoy. But I do what, okay, I'm curious. Let's see. Getting dressed. Okay, that's, I'm so curious. How did people in the 1800s get dressed? Right? How did that happen? How do you put on a dress? How do you do this? Okay, I'm going to click. For me, I'm not going to go through all the videos that they have here one by one to find those 6 videos of, how did people get dressed back in the day, right? But by having a playlist here where I can just, okay, there's 6 videos. Okay, I don't mind, So now obviously I can see that it has 6 videos. So how do I but you know what? It says 6 videos, but how do I know they're not 6 videos of 5 hours each, right? So obviously, if we want to figure it out, guys, we simply click on the view full playlist, and it will show you, obviously, the full playlist, right? So now I can see each video that's in the playlist. Obviously, it tells me the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to 6, right? So yeah, they really is 6 videos, and they're about The longest is 14 minutes, and the shortest is 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, that's what? An hour, maybe? You know, not quite. Let's say 45 minutes that I'm going to be spending. Okay, I can spend 45 minutes learning about how people used to get dressed back in mostly the 1700s, right? 17th, no, sorry, 1600s is the 17th century, right? So that's why sometimes it's good to press on the view full playlist so you can kind of get a sense of what you're getting yourself into, right? So for like I said, this is a topic that okay, I'm curious about it, but I don't necessarily want to spend 10 hours watching videos. But okay, I can spend half an hour, 45 minutes. I can do that. That's manageable for me. Now, seeing as it's the end of the day for me and oh, I'm tired, I'm hungry, do I really want to spend that half an hour, 45 minutes right here, right now? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows, right? But let's say I wanted to watch this later, guys. So I'm giving you guys a little bit of extra topic here, right? And I'm thinking, okay, this is going to benefit me and it's going to benefit you guys as well. So now that I know, okay, yeah, you know what? I want to commit to, watching this playlist, but I don't want to do it right here, right now. Okay. But I might close this tab. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh, what? What did I do? My goodness. What was that playlist? What was that channel? Oh my God, I didn't subscribe. Where do I go for it again? Um, what you can do is you can save other people's playlists to your own playlist. So that way, if you want to watch somebody else's playlist later on. Now, I know obviously for you, Afromex, you're a YouTube master. For you, this is nothing new. So I'm just speaking to the people all the way in the back. They're like so back. They're in the nosebleed section. They might not know what to do, right? You're looking at me, Afromex, like she stole my thunder. What do you? I know this. I know what to do. I already did it 10 seconds ago. Come on, what you talking about? Why are you wasting my time? Well, we all know I want watch hours, but that's a different thing. So I'm obviously not talking to you, Afromex, when it comes to this. You obviously already know how to do this, right? So if you wanted to save this playlist for later on, right? So that way okay, I might not be able to do it right here and right now. Maybe Saturday morning, or maybe, okay, I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't go back to bed, whatever the case might be. Underneath the title, here we have a few different functions. You want to click on this one. As you can see, it says Save Playlist. So you're just going to click on that. So as you can see, Save to Library. How do I get to my library? As you can see, the library is right here. As you can see, they already highlighted and show me it's right here, right? So this is your library or your column of all this stuff that's personalized to you, right? It's your homepage, an explore page that's unique to you, right? Because yes, we all have an explore page, but what's going to be found on mine might be different, right? Because they're going to look at what I watch, but yeah, they're going to also, there might be a show where okay, they see 10 million people already watched this video. Maybe you want be the next part of the batch of the next 10 million, right? So there are going to be videos that they're going to pump out to everybody, right? But oftentimes it's going to be tailored, right? So the same thing is, so this is obviously all of your own content. So things that are made by you. So it's your library, your history, your videos, right? So these are stuff that is really unique to you. And as you can see, this is where they put your playlists. So show more. These are all my playlists or playlists like I did here that I saved. The other two function is obviously one, as you can see, is the shuffle. So that'll randomly play the videos. Right now, if I clicked on the 5th video, what it would do is it would automatically play on the 6th. Most people obviously start with the 1, but you could shuffle the play. You could share it. So when you click this, you could say, let's say I wanted to send this playlist to Afromex. I would click it and I could share it to her directly, or I could share it on, I don't know, Twitter or Reddit or whatever, right? And then you have this other button here. So, reports. Oh my God, You saw something horrible on this. These women dare to get dressed in dresses that show their ankles. How dare they? How dare they? No, of course not. So pretty much that's how it goes. So that's the website for the Jamestown Museum. So that's it. That's it. That's it. So I'm just gonna take another little adult drink break. So just give me a moment, guys. All right, guys. So that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys tonight. And I hope you guys enjoyed my little visit with you guys to the Jamestown Museum website. So, big shout out and thank you to Blind Guy, his wife, and their life, who indirectly inspired me to do this video tonight. Um, I usually do my art review on Tuesday night, but I did start a new job where I have to be at work from 9 a.m. to 12, and then do my other job from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. So I'm basically getting back into the rhythm of doing basically a 40-hour work week when for the past 2.5 years I've been working part time. So I get home fairly tired, fairly exhausted, and learning a quote unquote new rhythm of life, as they say. So I had to change things up last night. I was very tired and just could not do it last night. Um, so obviously, since I'm now working starting from 9 a.m. all the way to 6 p.m. pretty much, my morning reading of Game of Thrones will also have to change. Now I'm debating as to whether I'm going to simply do them Tuesday night at let's say 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and then same thing for the Thursday, and keep the Sunday at 9:30 in the morning, or if I'm going to do my reading at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30 and do it for 15 minutes. So I'm debating. So the next one I'll try to do, I did one this morning at 6 o'clock for 15 minutes. I'll do, let's see, where are we, Wednesday or Thursday? We're Wednesday. So I'll probably schedule the next one Thursday night, so tomorrow night, and I'll do a poll and see. Hopefully, there's a few of you guys there, and you'll let me know. Yeah, we want it on the night for half an hour, or we prefer 15 minutes in the mornings, whichever. Excuse me, and I'll act from there. So that was it for me tonight, guys. This did go on longer than I was expecting, but I'm really happy about that. So I'd like to thank Afromex and Blind Guy, his wife, their life, for spending some time with me and supporting me in my journey in these live streams and YouTube streets. So thank you, guys. I will take it because I did have a poll, and I have to. I'm going to end the poll and see what kind of results that I got. Excuse me. And thank you, guys. I saw that 8 people did like, well, 7 people, including myself, because look, let's be honest, if you don't like your own videos, how can you expect other people to like? So thank you for the 7 other people that did come in and like. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated, because that does count for engagement. And guys, even if you can't be here watching my video live and you're watching on the replay, as much as I love having you guys in the lives and talking to you guys, knowing that you are at least engaging and liking my videos and watching them, even if you never leave a comment, at least leave a like. Okay, and if you're not leaving a like, not leaving a comment, but at least watching their videos, thank you for that. Because look, I'll take any kind of help I can get, right? I'm not so, you know, foolish to like, no, 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 you have to help me only in this way, right? So I got 4 votes on the poll, and I asked, how often in a year do you visit a museum? So 75% of you said never. 25 people. So basically, 3 people said they never visit a museum, and one person said that they visited once to 1 to 10 times per year. Nobody said 11 to 50%, and um, nobody said I am a museum artifact, to say that, like, yeah, you're there so often, you might as well just live there. You just get a spot, pose, and enjoy the attention you get. So thank you guys for the 4 people that also participated in my poll. And I mean, I like the poll feature of, you know, I think it's not as utilized as it should be. I like polls. I'm that kind of person. I like voting on things and giving my opinion that way. That's just something I like. But hey, you guys let me know in the comments. I love polls too. I hate polls. It's horrible. Whatever the case might be, guys. Obviously, this is just my personal opinion. You guys can. I have the right to say, yeah. You know what? These I don't like polls. What are you talking about? She stole my thunder. You're adult drinking talking here. Come on now. All right, guys. So I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you for your support, and thank you to everybody for being here tonight with me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little visit of the Jamestown Settlement Museum website. Um, and it was definitely enjoyable to have Afromex here talking and chatting it up with me and supported me. I much appreciated Afromex. And I do hope to see you go live more often, because I haven't been able to catch a lot of your videos. And I know you go live sometimes, but not very often. But hey, no pressure. I know sometimes kids happen, husband happens, life happens, right? And as much as we say, yeah, tomorrow I'm going to do this, and yeah, tomorrow comes and the day's even worse than the day before, right? So it happens. And of course, thank you to Before the Billions, who came in and gave me a little quick, let's go, let's get this done, let's get this done. Right. So thank you guys for being here and spending whatever amount of time that you could with me, whether it was just 5 minutes or an hour. And if you're watching me in the replay, thank you very much for that. Much appreciated. Do leave me a like and a comment, guys. Share me. All of that helps, right? So even if you can't always or don't want to chit chat in the chat, leaving a like, leaving a comment definitely helps. Or just share the video with your friends and family and say, hey, you know what? She had a lot of interest in saying, or hey, you know, even if it's just like, yeah, this was boring AF. I did not like this episode at all. But hey, we need to get her to get that watch time. You know, you have 10 people to watch the hour of it. That's 10 hours for me, guys. Come on. Please. Please, I beg you. YouTube is doing me dirty, man. They're doing me dirty. I can't do these 8-hour live streams like lashes every day, you know? I wish. I wish. All right, guys. Enough of me begging and pandering and all that. All right, guys. So have a great one, and I hope that your night is as wonderful as you are, and I know you're wonderful. If you're here watching me, you must be wonderful. You must. It's automatic. I don't attract horrible people. I only attract wonderful people, big brain people, people with good taste. So applaud yourselves, give yourselves a big hug, give yourselves a big kiss, and then go give that hug and kiss to other people as well. If you have a friend, a family member, somebody somewhere that you haven't seen in a while, haven't spoken to in a while, haven't said I love you to in a while, now's the time, guys. Don't be shy. And if you are shy, if you're hesitant, maybe it's somebody that, you know what, she stole my thunder. Yeah, they did something to me that was fairly horrible, and I'm not sure if I forgive them. Go tell them, you know what, she stole my thunder, forgives you for what I'm still mad at you. I'm still mad at you, but she stole my thunder, forgives you. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'll let you guys go on that note. Have a great day, guys. If nobody told you this day or in a while, you look absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that top looks great on you. Wow, you're fantastic. And yes, yes, I do love you. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I really do. You, yes, you. Yes. I know about that. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, that look, I saw the pictures. I know you did that. But look, my life it's not wonderful either, but I still love you. Yeah, even yeah, I know about that too. Still love you anyways. All right? So, give yourselves a big hug and kiss. Find somebody else to share that hug and kiss with. Au revoir. Good night. Bye-bye.